大家好，我是康云. Hello everyone, I'm Kang Yun, and welcome back to Demon Souls, Chang'e's journey through Boletaria. In the last episode, we were able to finish the White World events in the Valley of Defilement. I think we did all of the Valley of Defilement. We finished it up. We took out Maiden Astraea. Well, we defeated her brave knight Garl Vinland, and then we spoke to her and she killed herself. And then we did the rest of the Pure White events there, getting the Istarel Spear, talking to Selen Vinland, getting the Crest of Vinland from her brother's Black Phantom, and then talking to her to get the Devout Prayer Ring. I think we've since deposited that. In between episodes, though, I did do some farming, and as you see, I've now got Pure Black again in the valley because I was farming for Marrow Stone, which I used to upgrade my Mailbreaker to a Fatal Mailbreaker, or in Chinese, 致命, which means to risk, or to, I guess, cause death. Something along those lines. Ming being life. And you'll notice that my character is wearing the yellow head wrappings, but you can't see them. And I did know about this, but I've just neglected to use it for so long. But I was watching German Spies playthrough, and he got the head wrappings and just put them on, but chose to turn off the headpiece, which is what I've done. See, with this show headgear, I turn that show headgear off, and then we can wear that and not be not have our view obstructed or look ridiculous with those silly things. So that's nice. I guess I've been wearing it because I've been farming, and I've been using it to give that extra attack boost, and I did a little bit of PvP in between as well to get the world to Pure Black again. It didn't take too long to farm Marrowstone because the weapons that you upgrade with Marrowstone, for the most part, are daggers and the rapier weapons, the piercing swords, and they don't tend to take that much, but I did have to do quite a few runs through there. But if I recall correctly, I said I would show
I'm keeping a close watch on you.
I would show the Bramd, which I think we're gonna have to equip.
Don't let them take it from you.
Do we have? Oh yeah. Oh, and I suppose I should also say I did get my vitality to 20, so we're now level 80. I think I actually have enough because I upgraded my vitality. We might be able to just take the Bramd. Yeah, we can take it, and I can show you guys just real quick. This ridiculous weapon. The name in Chinese is let's see. Cui being mallet, but Huoju is torch, so torch mallet, I guess, or pestle. Interesting. Mallet or hammer. Seems a Yeah, it says mallet, beetle, wooden club. Beetle for wedging or ramming. And that's the third character is Chui, which and the first two, 火炬 means torch. So torch mallet or torch hammer, it over encumbers us. Or no, it doesn't quite, but it makes us slow roll anyways. Which is ridiculous seeing, I'm not used to seeing my character like that, but you can see it here. It's bent in as if it was used to smash something. It's got the same moveset as the axes, I do believe, as the large axes. Yeah, it does. And it has that cool poof of dust effect. Yeah, it talks about how it was used to kill a giant, I believe there, yeah. It's a cool looking weapon, and I think if you're going for a build, it's a pure strength weapon, although it's outshined by the Dragon Bone Smasher, which was far lighter, requires less strength, and has better damage. Oh, and I guess this. I maybe misspoke. This has higher durability than the large Sword of Moonlight. The large Sword of Moonlight has 900, this has 950. So, but the large Sword of Moonlight is a far better weapon, in my opinion. And I think the opinion of many others. But, yeah, this is the Bramd, or the flame, the torch hammer. I guess I'm not sure what Bramd means. Maybe that's what that means. I don't know. If that's some sort of old English or something.
I'm keeping a close watch.
But that's what that is. And I did also want to,
You have a heart of gold.
before I forgot, to go loot the boss room. To loot the boss room of Astraea, because we didn't get all this stuff. Do we have...
No.
I don't know if we have any souls. Do we? We do have five archstone shards, so... I wanted to get the rest of the items in there, just to sort of show them. They will be useful for me, probably, because I'll likely be making a... There's some more pure stones. I think we picked up the pure... Fatal Stone already. But this Fatal Dagger, or Fatal Mailbreaker, just... I guess we'll go kill this lizard real quick while we're here. Get a pure faint stone. I don't know that there's a... I can't remember if there's a way to go where you can get all of these. That's the pure Suckerstone, which you already get one of those in the swamp previously. This is a Renowned Hero's Soul. This is... we're gonna cast Second Chance here, because these things are going to... swarm me when I try to pick this up. We want to wear that ring if possible. And we're immediately plagued, and that is a Stone of Ephemeral Eyes there. And we can run around. The thing is these babies will often obstruct our... Yeah, see, that is why you want to kill the babies first, because you can't see them, but they pop up out of the swamp and will just surround you, and then you can't move. They do spawn infinitely, but I think, like I said, they have a limited, there's a limited amount that can appear at any time. That item there is a Stone of Ephemeral Eyes that one of them dropped from me killing them, I believe. But there is still, I think, maybe it's not. I know we picked up the fatal, or the pure, we already picked up the pure, Suckerstone and the pure Marrow Stone, but I'm trying to think, is that the... Maybe that is the pure... Maybe that is the pure Mercury Stone, because there is a pure Mercury Stone, which is the main one that I wanted. And we'll recast Second Chance. Yeah, this place is a real nightmare to get through. But this is where you come if you want to farm Stones of Ephemeral Eyes. Yeah, that's the pure Mercury Stone, and that is all that's in the swamp. There's the 3 pure stones, a soul, and a Stone of Ephemeral Eyes. I mean, it's not super useful. It might be if you're wanting to upgrade those, weapon down those paths. But well, probably a lot of players would say it's not really worth going to get that stuff. But just for the sake of completion and showing everything that I can, that is what is in the Maiden Astraea boss room. So I think up to now, yeah, we do want to bring a few more of these just to have a few on us. It's always good to carry at least 1 or 2 lotuses. Really the only reason why you want the bleed ones is for PvP, but those are the very, like, if you don't have Soldier's Lotus, it's not a big deal. There's so few, enemies that cause bleed in the game. And we don't need that. Let's see what else we can... take a few more of these grasses. I think we're doing pretty good. We got everything we needed. We didn't make the Needle of Eternal Agony. I mean, I'll make it just because I'm using all the piercing swords, but I'm not gonna use that really. I'll just have it for the sake of having all of them, and then from my next two Colourless Demon Soul weapons I'm gonna upgrade will be the Epirapier and the Phosphorescent Pole. This one here.
You have a heart of gold.
So that leaves us with just Boletaria to do now. And we've already got Pure Black there, so we're gonna go start the Pure Black events there, and I'll hopefully get through there and do as much as I can.
It's better than having you bother Master Fred.
I don't think we want Poison Cloud here. I think we'll want Soul Ray instead. And what else do we have? Fireball. Do we want Cloak? No, because we're using Second Chance. Yeah, we don't need Cloak. So we have 2 ranged attacks and then a sort of melee ranged attack with our Homing Soul arrow. And I can do a few things here. The first, we haven't actually gotten past the Tower Knight boss room, and what's funny is you have to beat an archdemon to progress past that boss room. I've held off on doing it. You don't have to necessarily do this in this order, and in fact, going to the inner city archstone or area, you get a lot of grass going through that area, as you'll see. But we're gonna start from the very beginning because the Pure Black and Pure White events in Boletaria are all in the first part, and it's not all that much to do. So we'll start off here. And I'll equip my shield. But you can see what fatal weapons do. They don't do a lot of damage, but they have high critical damage. And it says 100. No other weapons really show the critical damage. I don't know why that is, but this gate is now open because we have Pure Black. So we can go over to the gallows. And once that's been opened, just like the rubble in Latria, if you've spawned it, or the ladder in the Valley of Defilement, if you spawn that in, if you've spawned it in, and then the tendency changes, it'll still be open. And these Black Phantom Draglings are unique Black Phantoms. Well, they're kind of unique. They're unique in that they're enemy models that are Black Phantoms, but they appear here regardless of the world tendency. So when you come here in Pure White, as you'll see when I do come here in Pure White, they'll still be here. There was a Crystal Lizard there, not too concerned about him. And they spawn in groups. If you walk up slowly, you'll only get 1 or 2 of them to spawn. But if you were to run in here all at once, or, you know, there's 5 of them up here. And if you're good, you can sort of, fall to your death because you're not paying attention. You can line them up and shoot them with Soul Ray. And it will go through and kill them both like I did to a few of them there that first. But yeah, that will show you that you can die. And even in pure black, these guys don't do a terrible amount of damage when you're level 80. And well, here, I'll try to get this lizard. There we go. This weapon is mainly for getting backstabs and riposte. That's why you want to make a fatal weapon. It's not designed or intended for actual, you know, attacking enemies straight up. And I like using the Mail Breaker for this, because the Mail Breaker isn't very strong to begin with, so I feel like it's a perfect candidate for a fatal weapon, because it already gets that good crit damage being a piercing sword. And it's so light, it's likely not going to be your main weapon. So it's a good offhand weapon to have. And in the remake, I should say, they added this item here, which is the Blue-Eyed Knight Helm, which is a cool touch. So we've now got the helm, the gloves, or the gauntlets, and the chest piece. Now you can see her. She's waiting to ambush you there. This is Black Phantom Miralda. And you can fight her in a multitude of ways. I'm going to try to showcase parrying if I can. And she broke our second chance. I'm not as familiar with parrying. Oh, we weren't even using our... We weren't using our buckler. No wonder we didn't. Parry. Let's try casting second chance real quick. $492. I just want to test this with the crescent. I want to test it with the crescent S-Stock to see if it was $492. $669. So yeah, this crescent S-Stock still out damages it. Out damages the she does hit quite hard, as you see. It out damages the fatal mail breaker, but ooh, if you only have if you're not playing a build that really uses dex weapons, oh man. Oh, we didn't get the riposte. That would have finished her. There we go. I don't know why I'm trying to two-hand it. I can just one-hand it. And you'll see my character tendency went from pure black to black. And for killing Black Phantom Miralda, you get the head-severing axe, as it's called in Chinese, the decapitation axe. Guillotine axe, they call it in Chinese. And fittingly enough, the guillotines are right here. This is the Executioner Grounds, and she is an executioner. It's her job title, the Executioner Miralda. And if you remember up there was that pit with those souls floating around. You can come over here now and look up, and you can see now why you don't want to fall down here, because this is the execution pit where she decapitates corpses and pushes them down there. She's just waiting there to attack you. You can come down here, and we do want to come down here. And we got 15,000 souls, not that much. You get the resist poison ring. Nothing too useful, because you've probably already picked one up. Now, there is an item on that beam there that is very important. That's a Colourless Demon Soul. You want to walk along this beam where the beam is broken, and if you're if you screw it up, you'll do it like that and fall. It's very easy to mess that up. It's better to just sort of walk straight and then just fall. But we cannot leave now because we want to kill the primeval demon. And the primeval demon is actually in the third part of the level. I guess we'll cast our second chance, just to be safe. Not that it's going to help you from falling, or dying from falling, rather. Yeah, you see, if you... This is what happens if you... just run up there. You'll get all 5 of them to spawn. And I don't know why I put my Lotus there. That was screwing me up. I guess we'll get some more of this grass. We've got a ton of it, though. We'll just scarf it. Just crescent grass. Okay, we'll try this again. You can take the ladder down there. If you walk straight like that, that's the way you want to do that. And then you just be really careful here. Get this Colourless Demon Soul. And what's really annoying about this is that when you're turning around, your character often will slip a little bit. Now, there's a way to go where you can line up. It's quite dark, so it's hard to see. But I think if you walk straight here, yeah, you can land on this and then just roll, and you're able to drop all the way down. And this is the Brushwood set. I'll actually show this. I do want to show this because there's something I wanted to point out about this armor. So I'll put on the ring of great strength that allows us to pick us up, or the Herculean strength ring, I guess. This is the Chaocao armor, which means kindling, basically kindling or brushwood. Chai, it's chai, not chao.柴草盔甲, the Brushwood Armour. Now, there was debate about this armor in the original being a poor translation from the Japanese, because people thought, well, it's maybe it should be brass armor rather than brushwood, because it didn't make sense for an armor to be made out of wood. And the Chinese confirms that it's an accurate translation, and I went and looked at the Japanese, and while I don't speak Japanese, I can read Chinese characters, and this armor set uses the same Chinese character chai, which means kindling, or like you know, wood that's meant to be burned. And they also uses the character ran, which ran in Chinese means to dye. So in other words, it's dyed the color or painted the color of brushwood. So in other words, it's not made of it, but it's made to look like brushwood. And this is a pretty cool armor set. It's got the highest fire defense of any armor set in the game. That the helm is 14. That has 31. 19 and 19, but it's very heavy. I think it's one of the heaviest sets. I'll show it off briefly. You can wear it on females and males. Oh yeah, we have well, we can see it in the menu here. It overwhelms or burdens us. This is the Blue-Eyed Knight Helm. We're going to go back to our standard stuff, and then you get the Brushwood large shield. This is, as the name says, a large shield. It's one of the unique items. It has 100% fire block, which I think is the only shield in the game that blocks 100% of fire damage. So yeah, that's what you get down here. That stuff you will get. Well, I guess I'll quickly show the decapitation axe. We can two-hand this axe actually. It has the same moveset as the battle axe does. And what a place to be. It's like a pit of blood and then a bunch of corpses. Man, the smell here has to be terrible. But yeah, this is the decapitation axe. It requires 20 strength, no dex. It scales D in strength, E and dex. It's a pretty good weapon. It's the strongest of like the sort of smaller axes. What were we using? Let's go with that. And let's send all this stuff back. Okay. Then we can take the ladder back up, and fortunately they did allow you to climb, because in the original game, this is how... And I feel like it might have been even a bit slower than this, but that's how fast you climbed in the original Demon Souls, and you couldn't go faster. So there's the Colourless Demon Soul we looted. And that's all the stuff that's here. And that's there regardless of world tendency. The only thing that's different about coming here in the pure white or pure black is that in pure white, Executioner Miralda will be standing here, and it will be her body form. And if you're in body form, you have your body. She will actually talk to you. She will still attack you, but she has dialogue, which I'll try and show if I remember to. So looks like we still have a decent amount of time. That's all that's here, and I've been thinking about what I'm gonna do to show the ceramic coins, because I feel like, because this is a walkthrough and a guide, that's something I do kind of want to include. So what I've kind of decided was that I think maybe before the ultimate final episode, I'll do episodes of me getting the ceramic coins in pure white and pure black. It probably would have to be 2 different episodes, I would assume, because if it's going to be me just going to each world and quickly running to where the ceramic coins are, and there is something I would like to do, though I'm not sure how well we can pull it off. If we could get... If we could get into hyper mode. There we go. We do have our second chance. We should be able to take out this dragon. I'm not familiar. I'm used to using God's Wrath, but it looks like we should be able to, if we time this right. If we aim. Yep. Yeah, we're doing a lot of damage. I think we'll get him in 1 or 2 more hits. I think that was it. Yep, he's dead. 2 hits. That's how powerful hyper mode is. You can 2-shot the dragon, and you'll get the small flame scale dragon soul. Yeah, so that's the Morion blade, the Clever Rat's ring, the yellow head wrappings, and the ring of magical sharpness. The head wrapping and the ring give me a 60% boost to magic, and then on top of that, we're getting 140 from the ring and the sword, which is just insane. So that's yeah. We don't really need to use this. I like how the banners are burned. But, oh, and killing that dragon will actually put the tendency towards white. Not like we need hyper mode for any of these guys, so... But if you have hyper mode, might as well use it. Yeah, well, we don't anymore. Because we took a hit. But we don't have to worry about that dragon. But because that dragon's not here anymore. Because that dragon's not here anymore, we do have to fight these enemies here, and we'll go back to the Cling Ring. But that was a good demonstration of how powerful hyper mode is and when it is a good idea to use it. Yeah, and you get a lot of those draglings here. And there are 2 Black Phantom Red-Eyed Knights that appear. Though there is a glitch. We killed the one behind him because it went straight through him. Yeah, there is a glitch where sometimes the Black Phantom Red-Eyed Knights don't appear, and that seems to... It obviously did carry over to the remake, because in Black Tendency, there's 2 Black Phantom... They're not Red-Eyed, Blue-Eyed Knights. Black Phantom Blue-Eyed Knights that spawn here. And they're not here. I'm not sure why, and it's funny to me that we still haven't gone through this fog, but yeah, this thick colorless fog will no longer be here, and because we've beaten an Archdemon, so we've killed 4, this will open now. This would have opened had we killed only 1 though. So we could have came here right after Dragon God. Yeah, there's been a lot of talk about the redesign of fat officials. It's not my favorite, but anyways. I do want to point out though that in some cases, if you are making a mage and you're wanting to use, because there is another spell teacher in this level that you can rescue. If you're wanting to use the spells that she teaches, rather than the ones that I chose to get from Frake, then you probably would have wanted to come here earlier than I am. Though, if you're following this guide, you can clearly see the game is very much manageable without getting any of the spells that she has. This item here is a trap. When you come to pick this up, that those flaming boulders will be pushed down at you, that cart, and yeah, it's a pretty obvious trap. And this item here is just a slave shield. And when you approach here, you'll see that fat minister. you'll trigger a cutscene. If you try to shoot him with a spell or an arrow, the cutscene will trigger. And there's a crystal lizard just off to our right, which, if we're quick, we can get it. And this one does drop, as you see, pure hardstone, and it can drop pure hardstone or pure sharpstone, which is, that's a rare drop from it. And then it also drops chunks of sharp and chunks of hard. And I forget if I pointed this out or not, but yeah, we did get our buckler to +10. So there's that. And yeah, it was pretty brutal that he just dropped the gate on one of the soldiers. And there's a stone of ephemeral eyes on that body's corpse. And there's some soldiers that come through there. And you do want to be careful though, because these enemies in this level hit quite a bit harder than the ones in the previous two parts. It's looking like I'm definitely not gonna have enough time to go through this whole level in this episode. We'll get as far as we can, but I don't think we're gonna be able to. Well, we might. We'll see. There's two paths here you can go through. You want to be careful because there's a crossbowman over there. You can drop down there and get an item, but if you come down these stairs, there's an assassin, and these assassins are wearing the thief's ring, or they have the thief's ring effect. And they're very nasty enemies because they have hyper armor on their attacks. They do like a drop kick. They can throw throwing daggers at you. Here, oh, there's the Knight's Gauntlets. I was wondering if we picked those up or not. So we got the headpiece, the gauntlets, and the chest piece in the first part or the second part. We get the chest piece. But now if we backtrack, we can take the other path and drop down and get that item. But if you come down the other way, the assassin will come up from behind you. And there's another crossbowman over there. And you get some grass, drop down here. And you get a soul of a nameless hero. Nameless hero soul. Here is some new moon grass, 6 new moon grass. Then we can come up here. There's another flaming boulder. If you run up here and aggro the enemies to come out, it will kill them. At least one of them. That's another assassin. Kill that soldier. There's the crossbowman that I was just referring to that's sniping you from over there. And if we come up here, there's an item. Not sure, I don't think you can see them, but if you come over here to get this item, usually another assassin drops down. Maybe he already drops down. What's supposed to happen is you pick up another slave shield and the assassin drops down and attacks you from behind. Now there's some more crossbowmen across the way. Excuse me. We don't have cloak We could put on the Thief's Ring, but we kind of want to be quick about this. Come up here, pick up a soul, and if we try to go in there, there's a red-eyed knight with a sword and shield. The first time we're seeing a red-eyed knight with the sword and shield variant. We've only encountered the red-eyed version with a spear in the first part of Boletaria. And he's also guarded by two soldiers. They both aggroed. And we want to use some spice here. Take out our shield. And the soldiers in here. Okay. And there was not these chairs in the original. I don't know why they put them there, but you can break these chairs. I don't remember them being there anyways. And this is the last spot you'll encounter the Dragling Merchant.
Ah, we meet again.
And I forgot to
Fancy
point
that?
him out, actually.
Hope you find something that suits you.
I forgot to point him out in the second part of the level. He appears at the very end of the lower part of the path, just past the dogs. And he upgrades his inventory. I think in that part he starts selling the broadsword and the claymore. And I think he will also start selling maybe I don't know. I think he sold all of this stuff originally, but in here he will now sell the Knight Sword, the New Moon Axe or the Crescent Axe, and the Knight Shield. None of which you want to buy if you unless you absolutely want one right now and can afford it, because you can get all of these without having to you get this Knight Sword and Shield on a pickup in the last part of the level, and this axe you can farm off the fat officials in the level, and then I think he upgrades to now sell heavy bolts, regular bolts, and wooden bolts, and then he still sells the plate armor. And he's got, I believe, the best price on Crescent Grass if you, for whatever reason, still want to buy Crescent Grass.
Oh, the king! He's gone mad like the rest of them. Or perhaps he was mad in the first place. I can never tell with those eccentric royal oafs. It is the end of great Boletaria as we know it. But hell, at least the demons don't send us to our deaths in battle. Or perhaps he was mad in the first place.
Yeah.
Hard times, eh? I'm sure you'll turn things around.
Yeah, so that's a Dragling Merchant. He has a few weapons you may want to buy, like the broadsword. I think that's the only spot you can get the broadsword if you don't start as the soldier class. And out there is the great sword. It is essentially what when Dark Souls came out, that sword they used. Wow, I got hit through the window there. They called that sword by the German name, which is the Zweihänder, which just means the two-hander. Let's see. Yeah. 卓越剑. This is a really good sword. It's got the same moveset as the other large sword, which is the Dragon Bone Smasher. Not going to be useful for us, but it's good on strength, faith, or quality builds that have enough stats to wield it. And over here we see a claymore wielding red-eyed knight, and you do want to take extra caution when fighting him. And it's not great that we have these crossbowmen on us. No, I don't want to send these back to storage. So if you can, we'll lure him Whew. Well, I tried to parry him, but was unsuccessful. I could have just magicked him, but yeah. But I think that's gonna have to do it for this episode. Unfortunately, we are just about at the end of what we have time for. Hopefully we can manage to get through the rest of this area without too much trouble. There's a pretty big gauntlet of enemies up ahead, and there's some pretty powerful Black Phantom enemies that appear in Black Tendency here that could be a little bit tricky to deal with, but we do have... our build is more or less completed as far as leveling. It's completed as far as leveling goes, and we have really strong magic, so yeah. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this episode, guys. If you did, please leave a thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not already, and I will see all of you next time on Chang'e's journey through Boletaria. Umbasa.